Welcome to another episode of the Open Podcast. It hasn't been that long this time. We did it. We actually got some schedule back together.
Holy shit, guys.
Right.
Somewhat. I mean, it's not very scheduled.
Wait, can I swear on this podcast?
No, we'll get demonetized and I'll lose all that sweet advertisement money.
Yeah, so watch your fucking mouth.
I want to thank everyone for listening the whole podcast last time.
Hey, we're just starting. Oh, okay.
and thank you, Starlet Faun, for commenting your game you've been playing. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
The only one who answered to the call of action at the end of our last time.
I'm disappointed in you other viewers.
Yeah. Everyone else, fuck you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Flarian, he has also listened to the whole podcast, so thank you as well.
But fuck you especially.
Okay, so let's get into the kickoff question.
Oh my.
Cuber.
Yes. I am prepared.
Who's your favorite voice actor? Or more specifically, what is your favorite voice acting performance
No,
in a video game?
I really want to make sure I don't take anyone else's answer, so how about you all go first, and then I will come with my favorite voice acting performance. How about Wes? Wes, what's your Yes.
Well, I don't really have a specific performance. I mean, he does a certain character very well. And sadly, he can't do it anymore because he has passed last year. Which is Kevin Conroy, better known as the original voice of Batman.
Ooh.
Why I picked him is, I think most, if not everyone, agrees that he has in general the best voice for Batman. Is very low, how do you call it? Not grimpy, but in a way intimidating voice, which fits the character, of course. It can also switch to a very mature, how do you call it? Like when he's playing his human character. Damn, I forgot. I forgot the name of
biggest Batman
Bruce Wayne,
fan.
holy shit.
Number one Batman fan right here.
No! Don't expose me. I expose myself, but I don't know. I just enjoyed every piece of media I consumed with him as Batman. And like the one that stick to me the most is probably in the Arkham games, which also started my, I don't know if it's not really an obsession, but because of those games I started to get into Batman. And it started with the games, then I got some figurines, and then I got some comics as well, of course. And the collection is not extremely big, but I mean, for general comic book reader, it's fine, I think. But basically because part of his performance as well, I started to get into Batman, basically. So that's one of the reasons I think he's very good.
And they're the games that made you a Nintendo fan, of course.
Of course, yeah. And
Who didn't play Batman Arkham Asylum for the first time on the Nintendo Wii U?
Exactly.
Well,
who's your
game...
favorite? Who's your favorite Joker performance?
Joker performance. By voice, it's I forgot his name.
I mean voice actor.
Yeah, the guy who plays Luke
Mark
from
Hamill?
Star Wars.
Yeah,
Mark Hamill.
The classic.
And I don't even know which else does voice actor for the Joker, aside from like actually acting him as well, like Jared Leto or no? Wait.
Yeah, Jared Leto.
Yeah, I hate
Has he actually voiced
that Joker.
Maybe for
playing him?
No, only for the movie, I
or
think.
Something.
Oh dang.
But
I can imagine it's like a movie tie-in game. Well, with maybe, I don't know.
which one?
No, I'm not sure, but maybe he did it for a movie tie-in game. Sometimes they have those. I forget the name.
Those movie licensed games, or
yeah, the licensed games.
Yeah, like I forgot his name again. Luke Skywalker.
Mark Hamill.
Mark Hamill. Also did the Joker voice for the Batman games, so that's
Yeah.
probably where I know him from best.
Can I say something right now?
You can absolutely.
Yeah, it's part
say
of the
something right
podcast that you can talk. So.
Thank you for being here, Marge. You can speak. You're allowed to speak.
So Mark Hamill was who I was gonna say for my favorite voice actor.
That's great.
Right?
Really?
Because I
In
really
his
liked
Joker
his
performance, or
his Joker performance, but also he was Ozai in the Avatar series, right? And I thought he did like just a really good bang up job.
He was
One's
Ozai?
Yeah, he was Ozai.
Damn.
I
he gets around.
how
as a
did
voice
I
actor.
never clock that?
I only watched it in Dutch, and when I rewatched it, I also did it in Dutch, so I've never watched the
love
English
that.
one.
They had a lot of big names for the Avatar series, like they had Mr. Miyagi as well play
Iroh.
Iroh's Iroh.
Um,
At least for most of it.
we didn't. We had Mr. Krabs, like from SpongeBob, and he voiced like 5 characters in Avatar, I think, if not more. just variations.
It's slim pickings for Dutch voice actors, that's for sure.
It's just like
Yeah.
5 people who just swap roles every time.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I know that the voice actress that does Misty in Dutch is also one that does so many voices.
Yeah, that's true. She also did Sailor Moon intro voice.
Yeah.
Name Sailor Moon.
And I don't think she's even that good, but that's, I don't know.
I
Dang.
mean, she was very recognizable, and it might fit for children series.
Yeah, that's fair. To give Cuber some more thinking time, then I'll go next.
Cuber.exe is working.
Yeah. I really had two things to go here, and I'm going to be taking some more options away from Cuber here, because both of the ones that I had picked in my mind are voice actors who have done work for Overwatch.
Ooh.
Matt Mercer?
Yes, Matt Mercer is one of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
The voice of Cassidy, but I'm also just I don't know. I've watched so much Critical Role, and of course he was Ganondorf very recently.
That's true.
I
Did
just
you
really,
did
yeah,
you think
I like his
it's
voice?
did you think it fitted Ganondorf?
Yeah.
Yeah?
In the end, I think I did. It took me a moment to get used to it, but that's also because I'm just so used to hearing his voice for hours on end.
Yeah, I think if for you especially, but I have also come to that point where if Matt Mercer voices a character, I just hear Matt Mercer voicing the character.
Yeah. Same thing with me for Mr. Krabs' voice actor, because I've been watching the Teen Titans again recently, and he does a lot of the voices in that. And every time a character he voices comes up, so I'm like, that's fucking Mr. Krabs, isn't it?
For the other one that I had picked is Ramon Tikaram. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. He is the voice actor who did Godric in Elden Ring, but he also voices Ramatra in Overwatch.
Very good choice.
And he does a bang-up job at it.
That by far the best voice in the game.
Yeah, it's very at the same time comforting to listen to and absolutely terrifying. It's that baritone vibrato. I don't know.
Yeah, he has a nice
It's
voice,
nice.
though.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
So Cuber, you're all out of time.
Yeah, there you
What
go,
were the
stealing my choices. I gosh,
I had all
God
those
darn
4
it.
choices.
Should
Yeah.
we provide you even more time?
First, I was gonna go with whoever the guy's name from Batman was again. I forgot. Then I was gonna go with Mark Hamill, and
yeah.
no, I.
What's your least favorite performance? Is there like something that took you completely out of the series or game, or?
Oh, there's a lot of easy ones to pick from, like Titus's laugh from Final Fantasy X, I think it was.
10, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, 10. Yeah.
X.
What about the Dino DNA guy?
Dino DNA.
Did you like him?
Yes.
Is it your favorite, maybe?
Out of the ones except for Ramon Tikaram, Matt Mercer, and Mark Hamill, it's your fourth choice.
Yeah, no, we're gonna go with that one then. I'll toss Kevin Brighting into the ring as well. He is the voice of the narrator in the Stanley Parable.
Oh, that's a very good one. That's a very good one.
Because for a game like the Stanley Parable to work as well as it does, it needs a voice actor to do a good of a job as he has.
You never get tired of that voice.
Yeah.
Also the one David something about nature documentary.
David Attenborough.
David Attenborough.
Give it that.
He also has a voice that's always interesting to listen to. At least I think
Ooh.
so.
Have any of you ever played Thomas is Alone?
I did, yeah, but a very long time ago.
There we go. Yeah, it's Stephen Fry, I think, who does the narration. of the
Really?
game, right? Yeah.
That's amazing.
Was it Stephen Fry or was it Little Big Planet he did, actually? I'm trying to remember.
I have no idea.
Because I
The
know
list-
both of those games are like...
Thomas
Was
is
that-
Alone
yeah.
was Danny Wallace.
God damn it, I'm so sorry, Stephen Fry.
Damn, spreading lies right here.
Stephen Fry, if you're listening to
Look,
this
it was like
podcast, we're
10
sorry.
years ago, those games.
Man, I had a copy of Little Big Planet, but wait, no. What did you say?
The one was alone.
Thomas
Little
is
Big
Alone.
Planet.
Thomas was Alone.
Little Big Planet. No, I'm confusing it with something else. Little Big Adventure or something. It's a very
Little-
obscure game, I think.
3D dot game heroes?
No, no, nothing like that. I gotta look it up now.
Can I shout out a game that I think just has phenomenal voice acting overall?
Go for it.
I think Hades, like, the voice acting for every character in that game was just
Yeah.
absolutely on point, right? But it's hard to just choose one. Like VA, who did a great job in that game.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's also a general thing for Supergiant games.
Oh yeah, like I was
The
thinking
narrator in Bastion.
Bastion was that Peter Dinklage? I think. Or am
I
I
have no idea.
mistaken?
I just remember that voice being very, very well performed.
Also in the same vein of voice acting being amazing across the entire game, I gotta shout out Baldur's Gate here.
Yeah,
too.
same.
That's right.
Yeah,
oh
voice
my
actors did a
god,
great
it's
job.
amazing.
Especially Asterion. It's just a very
Yeah.
unique
That
voice.
man,
I
that
think.
man
went
is
all in.
serving cunt with every sentence he speaks.
Yeah.
I'm so here for it.
I have to apologize again. It is not Peter Dinklage. Who's the narrator.
It was Stephen Fry.
No, it was Logan Cunningham, who also did Hades.
The Open
And-
Podcast, your main source of misinformation.
He also did Bastion and Transistor.
Oh, Transistor as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to London end of October with my girlfriend to the Comic Con, and the whole voice cast of Baldur's Gate will be there.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
And my girlfriend bought, I think, a picture with the voice actor of Asterion. Of to go on a picture with him. But I don't know. It's too expensive for me to like go on a picture with just someone in general. Doesn't matter who it is, but
Ask so
you can't be in the same
ridiculously
picture.
much.
yeah, it's like I think it was 70 euros.
Yeah,
around
that's so much.
for one picture, like one and yeah, next basically. So
Yeah.
and if the picture is like fucked up, like you're moving or something, then you get a second try. But they prefer not to, of course. But yeah.
For the
Only a
low
second
price of
try.
only 65
yeah,
pounds.
it's very expensive. But I mean, it's a memory for a lifetime probably because you can display it everywhere. But still, it's just,
Yeah.
it's a lot of money for a picture, I think.
Yeah.
There's very
Yes,
few
definitely.
people I would be willing to do that for, I think.
Who
Can you name one?
who would be one of them?
Jack Black, Weird Al Yankovic, and probably
yeah.
people of the Critical Role cast.
That's fair.
How about you pick another Critical Role voice actor? Then?
Then probably Travis Willingham.
Okay. He's also in Overwatch, by the way.
Is he? Oh, right.
Yeah.
He's the voice of the Omnic on the card
the guy
of
in the car, yeah, the payload.
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Yes.
Damn. How do you even know that he voices the car of the payload in Overwatch? Out of your top of your head.
Imagine being
Be-
known
be-
as the car,
because
the
I
voice of the
know.
car.
You see, the secret is having not much of a social life other than just consuming content.
Damn.
Who has time for a social life? Come on.
Would be a good
Who
trivia
has the
question.
time for a social life.
It's funny though how we all chose only men.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Broken voice.
Overall, I can
Already
run
a men-only podcast, and then we did not give any women the time of our day in this shout-out to our favorite VA performances.
Ellen
I can-
McLean, voice actress for GLaDOS, absolutely amazing
yeah.
performance.
Sally Amaki, who's the voice of Kiriko in Overwatch, and voice acts in both English and Japanese whenever it's dubbed, right? Because she was born in Los Angeles, but works in Japan,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
she can
yeah.
do both languages proficiently. So there's a few anime where she's like literally just done both voices. It's pretty great.
I'm gonna shout out Jennifer English for voicing Shadowheart.
Shadowheart, yeah.
Shadowheart confessed her love to me yesterday, so
Bang!
How did your girlfriend feel about that?
now she's my girl. We haven't kissed yet, but you could say we're in a relationship.
So when are you bringing her on this podcast as a guest?
Yeah, I mean, I'll see her on the Comic-Con, so I can always ask.
I thought you were going with her to Comic-Con.
With my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Jennifer is there as well.
Yeah, never mind.
Oh,
My
I
joke
thought
fell
you
flat.
meant. No, never mind.
Okay. So the whole reason we're talking about VAs will be a big mystery that we'll reveal in just a moment
Wow.
after doing our sponsor read. If you have a guess to as why we're talking about VAs, put them in the comments below, because you definitely cannot just already have listened to that segment and then comment it. Beyond it not being very very much of a surprise anyway, but hey, I'm just trying to get that
It's
call to
about
action going.
it's about the interaction with you guys.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
We
So-
gotta drive viewer engagement.
Today's episode of the Open Podcast is brought to you by Ducky Blend. Do you like coffee? I like coffee. I couldn't go a day without coffee in this capitalist hellscape that forces up to get up early, be productive, and do it all again the next day. To stay awake during the office hours, I put my trust in the one and only coffee anon, Ducky. Ducky's hand-picked blend of only the highest quality coffee beans roasted on the most pristine charcoal gives it that unique flavor and power that you can't get anywhere else. Use code OPEN to get 30% off at checkout. Get your quack on today.
thank you, Ducky.
Yeah.
Please talk in the server again.
I just like the taste. I don't even need
Taste
it.
of that quack coffee.
I hate the taste, but I need something to keep me afloat.
Energy drink's not doing it for you?
I try to not do energy drinks anymore.
Fair enough.
Too much sugar.
I've never had an
Yeah.
energy drink in my life.
I had one Red Bull.
And he's still
That
riding
was-
that high.
That was an awful experience, and then every time someone just pops open a can, I get so much secondhand sugar by just the waft. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't need that.
The wings never went away.
Like, he's not even diabetic, but as soon as someone opens a Red Bull in his vicinity, he needs an insulin shot.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the VA thing is Charles Martinet stopping as Mario's voice actor.
What? No way.
The first
Yeah.
thing I would very much like to say about that is fuck you, Nintendo, for how you brought us that news.
Yes,
And the
yes,
very
that's-
formal red background, white letters in the front. Charles Martinet has served Nintendo wonderfully for X many years. How does that not sound like that man just said his last it's a me?
Yeah, I think everyone
I thought he was
thought the
dead.
same. Yeah, I think everyone thought like you see the match, you think okay, he's no more with us or something because
Yeah.
the way they posted it.
But other than that, good for him. I hope he is happy as the CEO of Mario's property.
the CEO.
The
of
CEO of
Mario.
Mario. Yeah.
He
He's
will
gone
just
from
be
being Mario to managing him.
Yeah, he became, what was it, Mario Ambassador or Ambassador of Mario?
something like that.
Yeah.
Which is the funniest title anyone has ever gotten.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it shows up at a bunch of like conventions, right, and just promotes a bunch of Mario stuff in general. So that makes
Yeah.
sense. And if he wants to
Yeah.
keep doing that for the rest of his career, then fair play to him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, on the other hand, rest of career, he is retirement age.
Oh, yeah,
so
he's 67.
it also just makes sense that he's pretty much retiring. Like,
I mean,
do people really expect him to like go on until the day he dies, and then
Yeah.
what?
He mentioned always like, oh, I'll keep playing Mario till I drop dead basically, and then that's why some people might have been confused, I think, or surprised maybe. And we already heard the new voice actor of Mario in Mario Wonder.
Speak for yourself.
I assume I watched the whatever it was.
We all heard him, Cuber. We all did.
Yeah.
We were all
Even
there.
you.
I don't like people telling me what I have and have not heard.
We're supposed to keep up to date with everything. My God.
Sorry, I was expecting things, but I hate to say it,
Have
but
you not diligently been following the Nintendo news?
No, I'm sorry.
I hate to say that I think I'm not sure if I prefer the new voice, but I don't think it's bad at all. I might like it even more than Charles'
I
voice.
don't think there's a huge difference at all.
Yeah, it feels more retro in a way. I don't know how to describe it. Like I don't know how to describe
He's
it. so
more
I'm not
like
gonna do
old
it.
school Mario than the old school Mario voice.
It's almost like Charles Martinet is back, guys. After all these days.
They should just have the guy who did the Mario from the Mario TV show as the voice.
Oh no.
From the CDI game.
No.
No.
Super Mario Bros. Super Show.
The TV show, that was one of the welcome gifts in the server is also
Right.
where that woman comes to a window.
Yeah,
and the two Mario guys. Yeah.
Okay, I have now heard the new voice of Mario, and I can confidently say there is no difference.
Then. Yet
Oh
people
well, people
noticed
were
it.
hearing the difference.
Yeah, it's true. Even before like the trailer was released, the people were already saying like, the voice is a little bit different.
Yeah, but if
They're
you
all
why?
speculating like it was a conspiracy. Like, oh, they've replaced Charles Martinet.
Well, in the end, they were right. So
if you tell people the Monopoly guy is supposed to have a monocle, they'll believe you. Don't.
but he had right.
No, he didn't. he really didn't. He never did.
No.
Are we going to Mandela effect the voice of Mario now?
Yes,
Already.
Mandela effect.
creating pocket dimensions at every corner.
So, has anyone any additional thoughts on this change of voice actors?
The message also said in a later video with Miyamoto and Charles Martinet, they will explain or elaborate or something about why he changed. So I wonder what will be said in that video. That's
They will explain how this could ever have happened.
I mean, how long has Charles Martinet been doing Mario for?
since Mario 64, yeah.
So almost 30 years.
20 30 years? No, not 30 years. What are you saying? Mario 64
saying you're
release. No, 27 years. Thank you very much.
That's very different from almost 30. Come on.
No, apparently he's been doing it since 91.
91, which...
At least according to Wikipedia. And Wikipedia
Oh, I
never
thought-
lies to me.
Yeah, he would never. I thought Mario 64 was the first voice. Didn't the message also say that as well? Like, since Mario 64, Charles has been voicing Mario. That's it.
Here he is saying it's been at least 31 years.
I don't know. It's been a long time at least. He was OG Mario.
The OG Mario, yes.
I wonder. He also did Luigi, Waluigi, Wario, and
No.
Baby Mario and Baby Luigi. And Wario did get a bigger change in voice acting. And we haven't heard Luigi and the other characters yet. So I wonder if they do like one new voice actor for all those characters, or they just do, a bunch of people doing all one character or something. I don't
It's
know.
a shame he didn't do Baby Wario.
I think Baby Wario appeared only once. I think in.
Oh wait, that is actually a thing.
Yeah, in the
okay,
Yoshi's Island DS. There's a Baby Wario.
I was just joking around. I didn't know I'd stumble on an actual thing.
Good thing you have someone in the in the podcast who knows Nintendo stuff. So.
Yeah. Guys, we have an actual Nintendo fan on the podcast.
Holy shit.
It's crazy. I think they just for Wario did use the original voice or either tweaked it, but I don't think they hired someone else to do just the Baby Wario voice. But that's just what I assume.
Just for the Baby Wario voice.
So this
Okay.
means Charles Martinet's last game voicing Mario was Mario plus Rabbids.
Yeah, that's
no.
true. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Sparks or something. I don't know.
Sparks of
The
Hope, yes.
Sparkles of Hope. Yeah.
An
Yeah,
amazing way to end a legacy.
Damn, I love rabbits. They are my favorite minions.
Okay, let's see.
What did we settle on last time? Minion adjacent, or what was it?
I think Minion Jason is right, yeah.
Minion-core. Okay. For something very silly then, we're now going to speculate on something that is going to happen for us tomorrow, because we're recording this on the 30th of August. But is definitely already going to have happened by the time this releases. So we'll speculate on things we do not yet know, but everyone who is listening to this podcast can already know.
Hello, future people.
So some very interesting speculation from us on what's going to happen on the Mario Direct tomorrow.
Why didn't
which
you
is going
stop
to be
it?
on
Why didn't you
Mario
stop it?
Wonder, I think.
I wonder what's
Super
going to
Mario
happen.
Brothers Wonder.
Eh,
Hey.
eh,
Hey.
eh.
Okay.
It's only for that game, but I think they also released the voice or the video they were talking about with Charles Martinet at that direct, I assume.
Wow.
And what they will show is gameplay. That's
No
That's
way.
for sure. No, that's for sure.
I thought they were only going to show some cinematics.
Yeah, like Mario Movie 2. Like
Yeah,
fully
Mario-
released in the direct.
Mario
just gonna be
platformers
Chris
are
Pratt.
definitely, yeah,
But Chris Pratt for the next hour and a half.
doing the Mario voice, and it turns out he's actually been in Mario Wonder.
Exactly. He surgically
Proof-
altered his vocal cords to be more
Yeah.
like Mario. This is his career from now on.
Proving everyone wrong who said he couldn't do the silly Mario voice.
And yet he could, but he decided not to.
Yeah.
No, but what they will show is, gameplay, but they showed last time Daisy as a new playable character, and I think that will only be the new one. I don't expect them to, I don't know, add Wario or Waluigi or whatever.
Who's Daisy's voice actor?
I have no idea. I really have no
I
idea.
thought you were a fan.
Yeah, but I don't even know names in general, let alone names of people I don't know, so...
Okay, it's Deanna Mustard.
Ah, of course.
Yes.
But what
Remember,
else
this
they
man
show?
was struggling with Bruce Wayne like 20 minutes ago.
I felt pressure when I had to think of it, and then I forgot.
Really putting him on blast.
What will they even show? Like, it's 15 minutes long. And
50 or 15?
15.
Oh, you can do
And-
a lot in
Okay.
15 minutes.
And it's a Super Mario Bros. Game. And yeah, it's like the most basic Mario game you can have. Like, go from left to right and jump and that kind of stuff.
That's all
Only-
that Mario's about, baby.
That's true.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
people
well,
will
he-
buy it anyway, and Mario doesn't need to try really hard with these out-of-the-box gimmicks and stuff. They try sometimes, but
He can transform into an elephant in this game.
wow.
They will show
Wow.
Elephant Beach. Oh,
That's
people will go
amazing.
wild.
The fan
People go
artists are going
wild.
wild already.
I don't
Pink
even want to
gold
know.
elephant. Peach.
Everyone avoid Twitter or X or whatever it's going to be called tomorrow. I don't know.
It will forever be Twitter. Is Twitter, or it will be nothing.
Yeah, I hope it will be nothing.
Yeah,
very
that's-
soon.
That
Every
would be
time
the
I see
best.
x.com, I think it's a porn link.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
I mean, it looks just awful if you have it in the browser and like the tab icons.
Yeah.
It just looks like you're on some very cheap website that wants to appear expensive.
Yep.
I mean, there is porn on it, which we probably will see tomorrow after the Mario Direct.
That's for sure. Especially
Twitter
in
has
elephant
finally,
speech.
yeah, Twitter has finally come into its own as a porn website now, as x.com.
No,
I
but
mean, it's still twitter.com, right?
No,
Yeah,
I
it's
think
still
x.com.
it's still twitter.com. I don't think he can claim x.com, but
No. I've seen x.com like as a link. Yeah,
I
it
think
just
it
redirects to
redirects
Twitter.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, it just redirects to twitter.com.
oh yeah, I see. Crazy. But
if-
what
yeah, okay.
what do you guys expect in direct? Like, are you
I
excited? Are you excited?
I expect absolutely nothing because I do not care about Mario games.
Dang.
Dang, in the Nintendo podcast. is
I
crazy.
am a Nintendo fan definitely to some degree.
You're too good for Mario.
But I do not care about Mario. I'm not a platformer fan in general, except for puzzle platformers and Metroidvanias, if you can call them platformers. But just straight up walking left to right, side-scrolling platformers, no, I don't really care. So I'm not very excited. Sorry.
No, it's fine.
But
I'm used to it.
I'm actually kind of interested because I haven't actually played a Mario platformer since the one on the DS. What was that one called again? Just
Super Mario DS.
yeah, probably right. Like I haven't like all those waves of like Mario platformer games on like the Wii, the Wii U, and the Switch so far like have just completely missed me.
Oh, you didn't even play that Luigi game for Wii U?
No,
Damn.
Why would
That's
I?
the only one I didn't play. I
You
played all the
sound
others.
insulted you even dared to ask you that. You
Who
haven't
do you
played the
take me
Luigi
for?
game? No. What the fuck is wrong with you?
What the hell, man? But I am
I'm
actually
sorry.
somewhat interested in this one, if only because it's I guess it's the beginning of a new era for Mario.
Yeah, it's-
or is it? I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Because it doesn't have Charles Martinet, or is there another reason?
Because it's Charles
Okay,
Martinet's
okay.
in it. Yeah,
Yeah, and-
he finally stops and I buy the game after.
Is it going to have a large impact on the gameplay, do you think?
Probably not.
No.
But like, I
This
feel like the
new,
biggest problem with those games is that they've been overdone. But again, I've never actually.
By
Played
Charles
any of them.
Martinet.
It's his fault we've had all these
Man,
2D Mario games.
Mario has grown so still. They should like try a whole new direction. For instance, by not having Charles Martinet voice Mario anymore.
Exactly right.
that would make it so much better.
But I think I'm at least gonna watch the direct, and then I'll decide whether or not I'll buy the game. As you should.
fair.
That's
As everyone should.
that's fair.
Don't pre-order,
I'll-
kids.
I'll
Also, I
probably
want to
buy
see
it.
Daisy.
Also, don't pre-order kids.
Also, don't pre-order, kids.
Also, kids, don't pre-order.
No, it's for me. It looks like a fun play to play with my girlfriend, we usually played platformers or simple games like that. We also played Rayman Legends together and Cuphead and other games.
That's disgusting.
So this one should fit. And I like the new art style, so that's it's at least feels new and fresh compared to the other.
They have a new
Super
art
Mario
style?
Games. Yeah, it's very new.
What's new?
Very
What's
new,
new
brand
about it?
new.
It's way more cartoony. The animations has been greatly improved.
Oh yeah, when it zooms in, I can tell the difference. But
You
otherwise,
need new
yeah,
glasses or something.
compared to Mario's hyper-realistic aesthetics of the past, yeah, this is
Just
so
remember
much
that
more
hyper-realistic
cartoony.
Mario.
Unbelievable. You're one of those people who promote AI art and that kind of stuff because it just looks the same to you.
I
as
take,
general
I
art.
take great offense to that, and that also makes absolutely no sense.
You don't even see the difference between this game and previous
that
games.
was such an amazing tangent.
Fucking hell, Wes is out for blood.
No, I think it's going to be a perfectly serviceable 2D Mario if you're into that. Which I'm
If you're into that.
if you're into that, which I'm not necessarily, but I know, like I said earlier, 2D Marios always do well because they're 2D Marios and they're probably some of the best in the platforming genre. Because Nintendo has pretty much nailed that hammer with the nail in the plank on the nail in the head on the hammer. However that saying goes.
Sure.
If you're a hammer, then everything looks like a nail.
Yeah, that's also a saying.
That's also a saying.
Yes.
It's completely unrelated to what you were saying, but
Well, if you're a nail, you don't need a hammer. You can hit it
Yeah.
with other things.
you can get both hammered and nailed.
Yeah. I'm still more excited about the upcoming Super Mario RPG, which I'm only reminded of because it's in my YouTube recommendations because I watched the Super Mario's Wonder trailer, but
Yeah, some people say it shouldn't be like 50 euros or dollars or
For an
because
RPG?
it's
I
Yeah.
think a lot of things shouldn't be priced the way they are priced, but I'm not gonna change it, so fuck
I
it.
think
yeah, that's true. But still, it's like Metroid Prime remastered goes for like 40 euros on new, and Pikmin 1 and 2 combination goes for like 60 or 50 new. And the remaster difference is huge. Like Metroid Prime looks more like remade instead of remastered, and Pikmin remaster looks like just an upscaled GameCube game with no really texture updates or something like that. At least feels like that to me. And for me, that's like then it's too expensive to ask 50 euros for. You could say there are two games, but Pikmin 1 is really short. Pikmin 2 is a bit longer, but still, it's. I
But
don't
they're
know.
saying that 50 euros is too much for Super Mario Wonder.
Yeah, I think 50 euros is too much for Super Mario Wonder. Yeah,
I
I think
agree.
it should be more expensive.
You think it should be more?
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it should
Right.
fall in line with other video game skills and prices of 70, 80 bucks.
Well, we're talking about Wonder or RPG?
Oh, you were talking about RPG.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
you said Wonder.
Oh, sorry, I thought Wonder.
yeah. I think for both, they both shouldn't be 50 euros. I think, but
They both should or
I-
shouldn't be?
shouldn't. I think.
I also think they both shouldn't be 50 euros. I think they should be more.
No, I think they should be less.
It's confusing me because I need to translate the price to Canadian.
Yeah, it's almost. Oh yeah, that's. Oh no, Canadian is different.
Yeah,
but-
it's like
Yeah.
games cost almost like Canadian now
Yeah.
at full price.
No, the new increase has brought most games to 70 euros.
Yeah.
So this is 50 euros. That's kind of a big undercut. But that's what we're coming to now. A very good transition into our next topic, which is a discussion topic.
Wow.
Because it's not really news, and it's also not completely Nintendo. Game dev time is increasing in general.
Yeah.
Indeed, it is.
And that also means, I think, that it's very logical that game prices are increasing because there's more people spending more time doing development.
That's true.
That's true.
Plus, our general inflation, especially the last couple of years, it's been like 10%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Last
it's not been
year.
great.
Things need to get more. I mean, things are going to get more expensive, and the people who work on these games still need to have like a livable wage. So I think it's very logical that these games are getting more expensive, especially as game dev time is increasing. Because apparently, AAA games can no longer be made in 2 or 3 years. The development time has increased to pretty much 5 or 6 years, and it's going to increase more. In general, what do we think of that, besides the price point?
I mean, I guess it depends on the type of game, right? Like, does Super Mario Bros. Wonder take like 5 or 6 years to develop? For example,
Really?
Probably not.
You think
It's
so?
No.
no, not at all. I think Mario Wonder took maybe 2 years at most.
No, I don't think that's at most. I think at least 2 years.
I think
Yeah?
probably
Mario
3 years.
Wonder?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It
But-
takes time for like all the art
Yeah,
and
but-
programming to get into place, right?
Yeah,
They
but
had to do the whole new the whole new look, the
Yeah,
facelift,
I
the,
don't know.
the new style. You were just
yeah, but I don't
Harping
think
about.
I don't think it took more than 2 years to make Mario Wonder, and that's because the game itself isn't really new or unique. It's just a 2D
Dang.
platformer with one camera's perspective.
But this isn't about games being unique or anything.
No, but I mean unique in like it doesn't really have new things they have to develop. They already have a base for every 2D Mario, and they probably tweak it or upgrade it or something. But it's not really that they have to invent something new.
I mean, they have to
To-
create new art assets because it's a new art.
Yeah, that's
style.
true. But I'm now talking about the programming part.
They don't need to invent new things for instance, God of War Ragnarok. Doesn't mean that it has a very short development cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, it feels like Mario Wonder shouldn't take as long to make to, for example, or God of War or Baldur's Gate 3 or wait,
mean,
I don't
yeah.
know. So
GTA 6, I guess.
GTA 6, yeah, but I don't know. For me, it feels like that should take way less time than one of those huge open world RPGs.
It is
but-
probably going to take less
It probably
time, yes.
takes
Yeah.
less time and takes less of a budget, right?
But 2 years, I don't know.
I think 3 would be fair,
Yeah.
right? Just to have like all the different parts of the project come together.
Yeah, there's
Right.
composers working on it. There's animators, level designers. There's still a lot that goes in.
Yeah, I don't think there's a base set amount of time you can give to a project, especially like something that requires as much of a creative process as making video games does, which is just as much as writing any type of story or producing any type of content does. It takes as long as it takes, and for some projects it's easier to get things up and running. For things that don't require a lot of attention, that require a lot of detail, and some others
feel-
Sorry.
I was gonna say, I feel like the existence of DLC has really like thrown a wrench into development times, because now like companies can just release like almost incomplete games and then just update them later, right? Which is that is considered additional development time, but by that time like the game is already out as well, right? It's already
Yeah.
like technically sold.
Yeah,
Right.
this is a point that I wanted to bring up later as well.
I just
that's, Yeah, that's even a whole can of worms on its own. Something I generally think about this whole thing is that I'd prefer if development cycles stayed shorter. I love a game like Baldur's Gate 3, and I can understand that takes much more time than games of the past. And I guess for AAA games, it's whatever. Sure, they're going to get longer and bigger, and the worlds are going to expand, and people want more and more out of their games.
Right.
And that's probably why I'm generally drawn more to indie games.
Yeah.
Because those shorter development cycles leave more experimentation on the table. Just like getting new ideas, trying to make a game on a novel idea is something that is going to be very difficult if the game takes 6 years to develop.
Yeah, too much risk.
Yeah, absolutely. Besides, they're just not going to do it because it's too much risk. Also, you're going to get a lot less ideas out there if every game takes 6 years to make.
Right.
I just looked up how long Super Smash Ultimate took to make, and it took 2.5 years to make Smash Ultimate, like the base game without the DLC. And that's why that's more of, that's why I think Mario Wonder shouldn't be long, or I don't think it will took them more than 2 years to make, because Smash Ultimate is, compared to Mario Wonder, way bigger in everything. Like if you look at the videos Sakurai uploads on his YouTube channel since like half a year now, I think. He shows everything from the start of development till the end, everything he had thought about, all the little animations. Like one of the last videos was about Hitstun, and for every character he had to make 9 different hit animations, and that's just for the first impact. So, and compared to Mario Wonder, he has only 1 hit animation, maybe 2 when he gets either burned or gets hit by a Goomba or something. So yeah, it's and
But what about Elephant Mario and
okay, then you
pink,
have
gold elephant,
Okay, then,
raccoon, cat, Peach.
yeah, you still have the same base of the character, only with a different costume. If it's a Fire Mario or with whatever, for elephants different, of course. And still you have like 5 characters. In Smash, it were 69, I think, at the end, or 72. I don't know.
Nice.
So that's so that's a little bit more. So that's that's more. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think it's true, but we don't know, of course. But yeah, I just
I'm
think.
assuming Mario Wonder does have a little bit more level design.
I don't know. The Smash Ultimate has on its own. How many levels did it have? 80 to start with, I think. So that's also.
But how many of those are original maps, and how many of those are just reused maps from previous games that have just been upscaled a little bit?
Upscaled, or like they've had their assets redone, but the general idea is already there, so you just need to point your artists in the direction and say go.
Yeah, and the same for a lot of the characters and items. How much of that was was ported over from Brawl or not Brawl, the one for Wii U.
Yeah,
like Smash was already,
which is pretty much called for Wii U. I think.
Yeah.
Smash was already a game where at the very outset they had a very clear idea, I think, of like what they wanted to do, and so like all that development time was just actually like, going to work and then adding a few additional ideas. And
yeah,
testing
isn't
them
that
out,
for
right?
Mario Wonder exactly the same?
Oh, they had to come up with Elephant Mario.
Elephant Mario by himself took 8 months. Wes.
You know
They had to go
how
back
many
to the
animals
drawing
they
board.
had to go through before they landed on Elephant Mario.
Raccoon. No, we
Last
already
time
have
they
done
had a
that.
cat.
Oh, fuck. Cat. Wait, we've already done that as well. Ah, shit.
Giraffe.
What are
Wait, that
other
doesn't
animals?
work.
Gecko Mario, too creepy? Okay, we'll scrap that.
Anteater Mario. Shit, that's Arthur.
Chameleon Mario that becomes invisible. Yeah, but how are the players going to keep track? Fuck.
Hedgehog. Wait.
Wait a minute.
He changes into a hedgehog and becomes really fast. That makes no sense. Hedgehogs aren't even fast.
Yeah, but he
In
can
the
turn into
Echidna.
a ball.
What's in the Echidna?
That's an animal with 2 penises. Or 4, I don't know.
Why is that where you went with that?
Why is that the animal fact that you know?
That's the only thing he knows about. Known
And
about.
why was 3 not an option?
Echidna. Wait, Echidna.
It has 2 or 4.
Echidna penis.
It's oh yeah,
Penis is only
you want
coming
to Google.
multiples
Yeah,
of 2.
He has 4. He has
Let
like
me
one.
Google echidna penis.
He has 1 base 1 base and 4 little tips on top of it. I see now.
Wow.
Are you sure you're not just looking at a female and those are others?
No. Echidna penis, why are they so weird? Australian geographic.
I apologize to any viewers for bringing up echidnas.
I apologize to anyone who knows anything about echidnas.
Well, it's
I apologize to Mario for suggesting he has 4 penises.
They are important conversation starters at parties, so...
Is that how you begin
That's
parties?
why
Wes?
they have them. Why do echidnas have 4 penises? It's
You just
because
walk
they're
up to
very
people?
important conversation starters
Yeah.
at
You just walk up
parties.
people and say, do you know echidnas have 4
Yeah.
penises?
Yeah,
and not
did you
3?
know? Yeah. I'm just
we
gonna
should-
do
we
a
should-
Vsauce at them.
We should absolutely move on from this topic because
Hi,
this
guys.
is going
Wes
nowhere. So, Marge already touched on this, but yes, game companies are extending their development time as well by adding DLC
Right.
to this whole mixture.
Ongoing.
Which also, yeah. And this was also a very recent discussion with Baldur's Gate 3 development ending, and although that's also a questionable stance because, well, I'll explain later. Baldur's Gate releasing Baldur's Gate 3, and other video game companies thereupon proclaiming or disclaiming that we should not take this as the new standard. The game should not be taken as what other companies would do. And of course, this became a whole discussion point because everyone then got to calling out Blizzard and
Crunch.
I don't even know who else for saying that because they were all just banking on those live service
Games as
games.
service. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's an interesting point as well. Like, do we want games to be just complete and then something you buy, a product, or do we want that live service? And I think they're just 2 completely different things that can very well coexist next to each other. They're different markets, different target audiences,
Yeah.
or at least different ways of consuming a game.
Right.
And, well, Baldur's Gate 3 also was in early access for like 2 years.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
played
maybe
it.
longer
Pretty
even.
much
I played-
also kind of a live service-y thing to do.
Yeah,
They,
they...
you're already
yeah.
getting some money.
Yeah. I
It's-
feel like
yeah.
early access is different from DLC, though.
Oh, yeah,
that,
yeah,
like-
yeah.
Yeah, because, like, early access, you know you're getting in progress. Like,
Yes.
yeah, product. But with DLC, like, that's supposed to be seen as, like, oh, additional funsies you add to a completed
Yep.
product. But increasingly, like, developers are just like, yeah, no, like, we just released an incomplete game and you're going to have to pay more to actually complete it, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you remember, like, a couple years ago, especially with, like, Telltale games, we had episodic games, right?
Yep.
Where it's like, oh, yeah, we're just going to release the game over, like, 5 parts. And then, like, especially with, like, Half-Life, that third part just never ended up happening,
Yeah.
right?
I didn't know there was actually going to be in Half-Life 3, but...
No, it wasn't Half-Life 3.
Half-Life 2
yeah.
Episode 3,
Oh, okay.
right? And then they just never released the next Half-Life. for
Yeah, they released
reasons.
Half-Life 1, then Half-Life 2, and then, very confusingly, then released Half-Life 2 Episode 1 and Half-Life 2 Episode 2. And there was supposed to be a Half-Life 2 Episode 3, but that never happened.
No.
Why,
right?
why did it not happen, or is that never explained?
They just never did.
They just didn't feel like it. Like, man.
No, they
we're done.
genuinely just may have not felt like it, right? Like,
Which is a very Valve thing to do. Like, they'll only develop a game when they feel like, oh, we've got something new to show to the player.
right?
And they probably just didn't feel like that.
Exactly. It's like,
It's still weird, though. Like, it's almost free money to release that, I think.
Well, they still need to develop the
Yeah,
game.
that's true, but, like,
Well-
it's guaranteed a lot of people will buy it, I think.
well, game companies just don't really do that episodic, like, way of releasing games anymore. I think exactly for that reason, like, I don't think many consumers want to
No.
like invest into something that might not ever be completed, right? And
Although
it
I
feels
do
more incompleted because like you're technically releasing like 2 smaller full games, and then you're never releasing like
Yes.
the 3rd small full game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's they also
But-
did for the Final Fantasy VII
Yes.
remake.
Yes, that's why.
They also
And-
did that,
Yeah. And I think it's fair they did, because if they kept the size the same for Final Fantasy remake, and they also did 2 and 3 at like one full game, the game would have been, I don't know, 250 hours for the base story, I think, and
Well, I
that
feel
would have intimidated me too much to even try the game. And now it's chopped up in 3 parts, like they're all pretty beefy, I think, because the first game was like 50 hours. And then for me, it's like, there are plenty of games who are also 50 hours and are full games. So why would this be wrong to, split in 3 parts instead of releasing 3 games that are not, how do you call it? Like you have God of War 1 and God of War, I don't know, the 2, the when they did the reboot, I don't know what it's called.
Which is just called God of War.
Just gonna call it
Yeah, but there's a new one, Ragnarok, I think. Ragnarok.
Yeah, that's part. Yeah,
And
that's the two,
I haven't
pretty
played it, but I think they are follow-ups in story.
Yes, they are.
They are. It's the idea is the same, but the only difference is that Final Fantasy VII was originally one story, but they were
Is it?
limited. Final Fantasy VII.
I
Final
didn't play
Fantasy
the
VII
I
was,
I
one
didn't play
game.
the remake, but
Oh, there-
is the first part, does it feel like a complete story?
I would
Yeah,
say so,
it is
Yeah, like-
because they added a lot, and they also changed things because it's not really a remake. The remake stands for they're remaking the story, basically.
Yeah, I understand. But like, does the story arc feel like it's a complete story?
Yes and no. It feels like you're watching Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and the movie, someone suddenly stops, and you're like, huh? I want more, and that's how that game a little bit feels.
To be fair, the Final Fantasy VII remake, the first part is about as long as the original Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
Yeah, but I'm just worried that
They-
because that's
they-
why I didn't want to try it, because I feel like chopping up a story that is
No,
already
that's-
written makes it so that you're going to end on like, oh, this is just a part of a story. Well, for example, God of War, even though I thought the story was shite, is like a sort of a full story.
Right.
You're going from the start to the end.
Yeah,
even though they also do sequel bait very much.
The story is somewhat
yeah.
complete, but they closed a chapter. Like you see, which they go to a next chapter, which is outside of Midgar.
Yeah, like
And
the
that's
first
clear.
remake-
That's clearly like, okay, the new adventure's happening outside of Midgar now. So it's the Midgar story is done basically. So
Yeah.
somewhat the story has closed off, but the end point they're going to is certainly hasn't. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, the smaller story has been done basically.
Yeah. It's like, I feel like it's different from like what happened with Half-Life 2 episodes, because those Half-Life 2 episodes were like maybe 5 or 6 hours long each, right?
Yeah.
But meanwhile, with the Final Fantasy VII remakes, the way they're done, it feels less episodic and more like, oh yeah, they just split like a huge story across like 2 or 3 or however many games they're gonna do for that.
3 in
Right.
total.
Yeah, about 3 in total, right?
Yeah.
But Half-Life 2 also isn't incredibly long.
Yeah, that's true.
The Half-Life games in general are fairly short
Yeah.
because they're shooters and not RPGs, and RPGs tend to be very long in general.
Yeah. Yeah,
I've never
I'm
played Half-Life 2.
It's an amazing game.
I'm
Playing
fine.
Half-Life right now.
I'm fine if games release DLC, like if they announce it beforehand, only if the game is complete basically, and the DLC is like extra stuff. And an example is the Mario & Rabbids game, for example. I haven't played it, but I know the
I have.
base game is the base game is, I think, complete, and the DLC are just sub stories or extras or something like that. So it's just more gameplay. It doesn't really change the story, or I don't know.
Yeah.
Then it's fine by me, but not
Yeah,
not
I
if the
feel like-
game is not done and then they add something.
I feel like as long as the game is like in a good enough state of completeness by the time it releases, where you can have a satisfying closed experience, then
Yeah.
that's fine, right?
Yeah, the game
Otherwise,
should
like,
be You should be able to finish the game and feel I don't know, satisfied without having to get DLC. That's
And I think Nintendo in general has done a fairly good job of this.
Yeah, I can't think of a single Nintendo game that relies on getting DLC to maybe Smash.
Smash is closest,
Yeah.
but I think that's it, for Smash. It's absolutely fair.
Yeah,
Smash
it's,
is fair
I think
'cause
for
you
all
expect
fighting
it.
games, but
But with Pokemon,
I feel there are
right?
certain types of games that just really benefit from having services like that, like Smash being one, and
yeah.
Mario Kart being another obvious one, where
Yeah.
Yep.
the core gameplay of Mario Kart is good, is fun. All you have to do is just keep adding maps to it for people to drive on, and the game will
Yeah.
continue to be fun.
Right.
There's no reason to release a new version of Smash or Mario Kart if you can just
yeah,
update it.
exactly.
Exactly. The only reason would be a new system, but on the same
Yep.
system, you can just keep fluffing up the perfect product you already put out.
Right.
Yep.
But with Nintendo, they have released like those Pokemon games where at launch, like they were just so buggy that they needed more patches to like put it in a workable state. Whereas like
just
it's
put that
technically
on.
complete, but it's also not.
Yeah, but Game Freak is a small
Yeah, we'll
indie
put that
company.
on Game Freak.
Okay, we'll put that
Pokemon
on
isn't Nintendo
There's-
developed. It's Game Freak, and Game Freak is a fucking shitty company.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
one of their first games, so you can't blame them.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of experience yet. They'll get there someday.
Just see like Mario Wonder come out and it's missing like every character except Mario at the beginning. Nah, it doesn't even come with Mario. It's just Luigi.
What I
We'll patch Mario in later, guys.
what I dislike most about it is that people are still praising the Pokemon games for whatever they are. Like, it's clearly they've been downgraded since they went 3D. But
Something that I feel is happening is that a lot of people who have now reached our age, like it's the same thing as that it's happening with kids who grew up on Disney, who have now become Disney adults. We
Yeah.
have people who have become Pokemon adults, who
yeah,
will just gobble up whatever C-tier garbage dish is put in front of them, and they will praise it like it's some Michelin
Best,
star a meal that has been prepared for them, even though it's cracking, it's tearing at the seams and the flaws are everywhere. It's just like, oh yeah, no, this is just like my favorite thing that I remember from my childhood.
Yeah, but wait, aren't we that generation from the?
We are, but not everyone from that generation is as susceptible
yeah, that's true.
or has the same mindset. Like, I grew up on Nintendo or on Pokemon and Disney, but I don't like Pokemon anymore. I recognize.
On the other hand, sorry.
no,
ahead.
go ahead.
On the other hand, I also fear that I've just outgrown Pokemon, and it's still fine as a game, and because I think people that like are the age that I was when Pokemon Red released, or Pokemon Red and Blue,
Yeah.
are now just fine with these games.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure is that like a lack of critical thinking, or is it just no, that's the people that these games are made for, and not for me, who's a cynical old bastard who's hating on these games.
I on one hand agree with you, but I had a lot of fun with Pokemon Arceus.
Okay.
Like, just having it be in a different setting with little twist on the end, or even the Pokemon Snap game. I enjoyed that one a lot too.
Yeah, Arceus actually felt somewhat new from them. Like they tried something new. I didn't like it. Didn't like it enough though. I was happy the story was done basically, but I get
Well, at
what
least
you
they
mean.
tried
It's-
something, right?
Yeah, they tried
At
something.
least they tried.
Yeah, I had a
No,
good
like,
time
that's
with it, but I
genuine-
didn't even finish Scarlet and Violet. I can't get through. It's just the same premise as it has been since Red and Blue, where you have a team of 6 and go defeat the 8 gym badges, and then do the Elite 4, and
I haven't even started.
Why don't they just allow us to have 7 Pokemon? Come on, Game Freak.
At this point. No, the only
But
This
reason
is
back
the
when they
change
could still-
Pokemon needs.
back when they could still hide behind their 16-bit sprites, like all the gameplay flaws were not as obvious, because I have no idea where the sentence was going. What I'm trying to say is that now that they've made a transition to 3D, all of the flaws have become a lot more obvious, because pretty much all the games are in 3D now, and they look and work and function a lot better than what Pokemon is doing.
Hot take. I'm not sure if this is a hot take at all. They should never have transitioned
It's
to
a
3D.
take.
And I agree. I don't.
Yeah,
I
that's-
wouldn't say I agree, but I also don't disagree.
I don't
I
think-
don't have a strong enough opinion on Pokemon anymore to agree or disagree with anyone on anything they say.
I don't never or I don't know, but
Never.
if they transition to 3D, like X and Y was a fine start, I think, but they didn't really improve over time, which they did with pixel sprites. Like every new generation, you saw improvement. The sprites became better, or they tried something new, or animations were added. But in the last 3D games, all the animations stayed exactly the same, and the Pokemon models from X and Y were used till Sword and Shield, I think. In Scarlet and Violet, they updated some by adding eye sockets. I don't know how to call it. Like the eyes are a little bit inside their head now instead of textured on it. That's the only difference in the models, but that's what annoys me the most. Like the visually nothing changes, and if it changes, it only looks worse than the previous games. Like I remember when they revealed Sword and Shield, and everyone was like, "Ooh, that doesn't really look like a Switch game. Looks more like a little bit
Oh,
better
it
looking."
looks so bad.
But
It's
if
so
you
bad.
compare it now to Scarlet and Violet, it looks almost gorgeous. I don't want to say that, but it looks way better than Scarlet and Violet, which
I've
don't
stopped
know.
looking at these games
Yeah,
in
it's-
general.
I
Yeah,
haven't
it's-
played Scarlet. I can't make a judgment on that.
yeah, it's I don't know.
As far as very pretty Pokemon games go, though, those Diamond and Pearl remakes. Oh damn.
Yeah, that's holy shit.
Oh god.
Was
But
it
we're-
handled by
those.
like a different company though? And
Yes,
Game
it
Freak
was. It was.
yeah,
It was.
We just published it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think
Um,
they decided the art style. But I don't know.
We are going off topic, and
Yeah.
we're also going to go over time. But I wanna ask have some listeners' questions. We can quickly go through these. When do you think a Switch successor will be announced or released? And what would its gimmick be? This is a question from Gibbons.
Thank you, Gibbons.
I'm not a game designer. Think of your own shit.
What will it be called next after the Nintendo Switch?
I know it won't be called the Switch 2 because that would be too obvious.
The Oval.
The
The
Switch.
Switch U.
Maybe, maybe the Game Sphere. That would be nice.
It's spherical.
No, I think the next successor will be released next year, and I think around this time period, like in exactly 1 year, around this time, I think.
Well,
Um,
interesting question. Like, do you think it'll continue like the Switch format, or do you think it'll go like a different like format? Because like
I think
now we have
it's,
Steam Decks and other things that follow
yeah,
that
it's-
format, right?
Yeah, and it works. It should stay a hybrid console. It should. Like they would be crazy not to.
No,
Yeah,
like, it's a
I don't
form
think
factor that
Nintendo-
works, right? It's a great form factor.
Yeah.
I don't think Nintendo's gonna swap off of this. Like, they used to be the leading developers in the handheld business. No one else was doing handhelds anymore, except for Sony trying with Vita. But imagine buying
Yeah.
a Vita.
Hey, PSP was good.
Damn.
Even then, could not really compete to the DS at the time.
I want to interrupt. The Vita on its own is like a perfect console. It just didn't have games. That was the
You
problem.
don't have to
have
justify
games.
buying a Vita. It's okay,
Okay,
to be ashamed of things.
let me justify.
Vita owners unite on this Nintendo podcast.
No, but now with the Switch, Nintendo can do their home stuff while also doing all the things they were doing for the handheld world.
Yeah.
Because the Switch is both, and I don't see them going back to a place where they're splitting up into two separate consoles again, one for home use and one for on-the-go use.
Yeah.
I don't think that's happening.
And will they add another gimmick to it, or is it just going to be the same thing?
I could see them trying VR again, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
That's interesting.
VR would be an
That
interesting
would be
direction for Nintendo to go.
Or maybe they go 3D.
3D.
They'd never go 3D. That's ridiculous.
It
I
worked
can see-
for the DS, right? Now we'll
Yeah.
throw it on the Switch too.
I can see them do it though.
I wouldn't put it
Kids.
past them.
By the way, off topic, but have you seen the PlayStation Portal thing that came out? 8 years
Yes.
I have not.
Who asked
Yeah.
for that?
ago? It's like
Yeah, it's a bit weird to.
it's PlayStation's take on the Switch, but it only works if you already have a PS5 and it only
It's just-
streams PS5 games.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
it's
Right.
a Wii U gamepad basically.
Yeah, it's literally a Wii U gamepad.
Yeah, it
You're
only
like,
works
well,
at
I
home.
guess someone else
Yeah.
is using the TV. I'll play on this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you only play at home and you have someone who else wants to use TV a lot of times, then it could be handy. But still, you can also use your phone and a separate controller and have exactly the same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay,
It's very
But-
niche.
But I think Nintendo should stick with the Switch form factor because even now it has massive appeal, right?
Yeah,
to
still.
yeah,
And
right.
it's still being sold like lots.
yeah, it still
I
smells like
think.
hotcakes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But
just
it
they
still,
call it
it still sells like hotcakes.
Oh yeah, it's still it's decreasing. It still sells a lot of Switch.
I mean,
but
it is 7 years
it's
old
been-
at this point,
yeah.
so
Yeah,
it's,
it's just-
allowed
it's
to
logical.
do that.
yeah.
Like
But-
hot bread over the counter.
But like a new gimmick, I don't know. Like the Joy-Con controls can already do like a shitload they barely use.
If they
And
just
the-
released an improved Switch, I think I would buy it. Right.
an improved Switch, yeah, like literally just how PS4 goes to PS5, just a better Switch, and that.
A better Switch with more features and upgraded specs across the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would go for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, they rumored that the new Switch won't have an OLED screen, which I think is weird to go back
they
to.
confirmed that?
Now rumored, not
Oh.
confirmed yet. But it would be weird that it wouldn't have an OLED screen since they released a Switch with an OLED screen. So why, would you go back to worse? But
Yeah.
So, going
I don't
on that tangent of the Switch having a wide appeal, Biff was asking a question for Essential Mom Core as his mom is getting a Switch. Do we have any mom games that
Animal?
we can recommend?
Animal Crossing?
Animal Crossing,
Crossing.
yeah.
Big Brain Academy, no, brain
Trainer.
training.
Are those
Is,
Cooking Mama games?
Yeah,
on
is
Switch
Cooking
actually
Mama
good?
still? Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed them. I don't know, are they still on Switch?
There's one.
Yeah,
Cooking
they
Mama
did,
game.
right? I remember
I
there was
had
a
fun with them on
controversy.
DS.
There's a
And Mortal
controversy with one of
Kombat
them.
is coming to Switch.
There
Who
is a
says
new-
Essential
Mom Core has to be-
Essential Mom Core.
There is a new Professor Layton game coming, so that's could
All
fit
of the
as
Phoenix
well.
Wright games.
I know that my mom likes to play very puzzle-heavy games. So I don't
Tetris.
know if there's, yeah, like Tetris.
Yeah, just play Tetris on the Switch. Or like
Yeah,
Puyo
that's
Puyo
also a very
Tetris,
good
yeah.
option. Yeah, Puyo Puyo. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 99.
Then yeah, Biff. There you go. Some free recommendations. Definitely gift Mortal Kombat to your mom.
Yeah, and if
Say
that
Say
doesn't
it's a
work,
gift from us on the EN server.
She will like it. All those pixel things from Mortal Kombat because they barely can port it to a Switch.
And if that doesn't
Hey,
work,
now.
just put up YouTube and she can watch like slime videos. It'll keep her entertained for a couple
Just-
hours.
Or just put up Mortal Kombat gameplay and
This
limit
is,
the
this is
percent
rev-
to play it.
reverse parenting where oh just give her a Switch with YouTube on, that'll keep her entertained.
I mean,
looks
you don't know. Maybe
busy.
Biff's mom is really hardcore or something. Get her Doom.
Yeah, get her Doom.
Yeah,
I mean
like
that's pretty much in the same ballpark as Mortal Kombat, right?
look, it's been paired with Animal Crossing. It released the same day.
It is true. It is true. Okay then, for my last question, and it's always the last question, what have we been playing,
Baldur's Gate. Next.
Wes?
Baldur's Gate.
Okay. Mark.
And
Baldur's Gate.
You too? Have you been playing Baldur's Gate, Marge?
Yeah, I love Baldur's.
Really?
What a weird thing. He's playing one
What?
of the most
I
popular
bought
games right
Baldur's
now.
Gate in 2020.
Damn, crazy.
Right.
I've
I
also
played
been
it with
playing.
my friends, and
I
then
also
they
been
joined
playing
baby.
the. I've also been playing the Pokemon trading card.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Listen, a Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy.
Okay,
That's
okay.
what I've been
That's
playing.
good enough.
Oh,
okay.
on
I
Nintendo
like that
Switch
game.
Online.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I mean, there are so only a few cards in the game. Like currently, you have like 1 million cards, I think. But
A million cards.
maybe even more. But
What?
Even more.
but there are only like I don't know, 100 cards. I'm not sure.
gonna
But
call you
I
out. How many
I
cards
really
are
like it's only a small amount, so I know what I'm doing and I know what I'm expecting instead of I don't know summoning Pot of Greed and I can pick 16 cards and then you're dead. So
You're like these older games. You don't make me use the thinky think to do my actions. I don't need to look. I can just press the button and the game wins.
yeah, that's why I like it.
You summon Pot of Greed so that you can play Black Lotus untapped.
Yeah.
Do not go past star. Do not collect 200.
Which means you can finally summon Charizard.
I'd like to buy 2 houses on the Monster Zone. If anyone lands on there, they must pay me taxes.
No, but play Baldur's Gate 3 if you haven't. At least try it. You can try it on Steam for 2 hours and then refund it.
I think I'm
Have you,
also gonna get Armored Core 6. I really want to.
Yeah, I heard good things about it, but if I get it, it has to be on sale or something.
In fact, I'll buy it right now.
What the fuck?
Did you finish Baldur's Gate, Marge?
No, I didn't finish Baldur's Gate. Not yet.
Who finishes games these days?
No, because I know that Kira and Wes are in the final stretch.
Yes.
At least, yeah, Kira is. Well, Wes probably like halfway through.
I'm spoiler free. I'm in Act 2, I think, and I'm doing a very big fight. That's all I say.
Oh.
Ooh.
Okay, I got.
And
got
I don't know if that's halfway through, but
And yeah, to round us out, I've also been playing Baldur's Gate. But yeah, I finished it. I done.
damn, you're
Brag
done.
about it.
How many hours?
But that was already like a week ago that I finished it.
Dang.
How many hours?
Let me check that real quick. I think it's like 150.
150. Oh shit!
ballpark?
I thought I was halfway through. Wait, how many hours do I have? I think 60.
I mean, depends on if you count Steam time or in-game time.
Yeah.
Because I think in-game time I finished at around 100 hours, but Steam time is 100.
Yeah, I don't know why Steam time is so high because, yeah. What does it base it on? I don't know.
Yeah, 146.6 hours is my total in the end.
Okay, that's a lot of hours and worth your
That's
money.
quite a lot of hours. Yeah. It's worth your money. You heard it here first.
Yeah. It is well.
Give Larian all your money. They usually don't have DLC.
They're
game's
not a live
complete.
service game. The game is finished.
Yeah.
Go
They
get
are
it. You
updating
won't
it,
regret
though.
it unless you hate
Just
these sort
to
of games.
just to patch some bugs.
Hmm.
Because it did release with a couple of bugs.
Yeah,
but it was
that's
not
almost every Larian game.
not a playable.
No, I just had one very brief thing where I didn't want to play on because it wasn't game breaking, but it did mean that I couldn't finish a quest the way I wanted to.
Yeah.
But the patch came out like 3 hours after I came to that point, so I was like, oh well, that's good.
This
I
patch
can
was
wait.
made for me.
They made me stop playing the game for 3 hours. Arr.
Those 3 hours were very important for your enjoyment.
Yeah. So then I spent those 3 hours drawing my character.
Nice.
That's how ingrained I was in the game.
Okay, quick. What's everyone's character?
Oh, I was a tiefling shadow monk,
Okay.
Path of Shadow Monk, and I multi-classed into Thief Rogue because Thief Rogue in this game is absolutely broken. You get an extra bonus attack. That's ridiculous. That's not how it works in D&D, but I like that that's the way how it works here because it pairs perfectly with Monk because a monk can use like a flurry of blows to unarmed strikes as a bonus action. So you can make extra attack for your action, then bonus action 2 unarmed attacks, and another bonus action 2 unarmed attacks. So you're making 6 attacks in a single round. That's ridiculous.
That's a lot.
That is
Yeah.
pretty ridiculous.
How about you, Keyword?
I'm a dragonborn sorcerer with the wild magic background, which wild magic's definitely interesting. It's
I don't know
interesting.
how does wild magic work in this game?
Yes.
Okay. Nice. The game
It's
doesn't
just-
know either.
It's just whenever you cast a spell, there's a random chance of something random happening. I have been turned into a sheep. I have had my entire party turned into cats. I summoned demons. I turned myself blurry. I have made all the enemies in the area invisible. I made it so that every time I casted spell, everyone in like an 80-foot area was healed to full health every time. For like 5 turns.
Which is how it works in D&D.
Yeah, yes.
It is.
Yeah.
Feels like hard mode in this game because I feel like you will roll 1 more often than in actual D&D, but I don't know if that's true.
No.
Oh. Yeah, but
It's not true.
But the game you have a setting that you can like have higher rolls permanently or general
What?
roll. Yeah, that's a setting that's always turned on.
What
Did
are you talking about?
No, you
this,
have.
this does not apply to wild magic.
Oh, but from wild magic you also have to roll, right? I do. I am like in a campaign I'm playing. I'm also using wild magic, and every time I use a magic move, I have to roll to, and if I throw 1, then the wild magic will apply.
Yes.
Yes.
But in
Yes.
this game, you have a setting like that's turned on, and then the die will be rigged basically by default. So the chances are different than in actual D&D, I think.
He's talking about chromatic dice, I think is what it's called in the settings. It's just to prevent you from rolling low too often, so that if you've
Yeah.
like rolled a 7, a 3, a 2, a 1, that your next roll will be at least above a 10
Yeah.
or something to make it feel like you're not getting your ass kicked as much.
Yeah. So
That's crazy.
that makes it different, right?
I don't know if that applies to wild magic rolls.
But that shouldn't mean that you roll a 1 more often.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh well. March, how about you?
Sorry?
How about you?
What's your character?
I played the dwarf fighter. That's it.
Classic.
Fighter. That's it.
Classic.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
Crazy.
the tweet.
I like hitting
I
things.
like it. I like it.
Well,
Yeah, I'm a tiefling monk. I subclassed into the
Hey
rogue,
now, hey
and
now.
and I was going to do
why
myself
use
after
many
that.
trick
I
when
was
simple
going to.
trick do the thing?
Just calling me out like this.
I was gonna do the whole list, and then I was gonna be like, and I was dragonborn sorcerer, wild magic, and I'm a dwarf fighter. I hit things.
I hit things. They die.
Yeah. I do punch. They do nothing.
Exactly. Why do I need to do math and all this bullshit when I can just hit with sword?
Because math is fun, goddammit.
Nerd.
Nerd. Well,
listeners,
oh, okay,
play
no, that's
D&D.
fine.
Play D&D.
Play D&D.
Play D&D.
Yeah, my campaign's a
With
D&D,
my
which is
character, with
interesting.
my character.
Oh, no, that's fine. No, okay, that's fine.
In my
With
actual
my
D&D
character.
campaign, I play a centaur called Maxwell, who's also a fighter, and it's just devolved into endless horse jokes about like, well, how would a centaur wear pants? Would he wear them like this or this? Can a centaur swim? Like, is a centaur considered an insect because it has 6 limbs? Like, that's literally his entire character now.
Nice.
Fucking hell.
What's your character, Wes?
Oh, me. I'm a draw.
Thank you for asking.
Drow,
Drow. Yes.
and a wizard.
And a wizard.
And a wizard at the same time.
Wow,
And-
that's incredible.
And I do necromancy, so I've always 4 skeleton people walking behind me, and they are my friends. So we have a good time. We, I don't know, we lunch together and that kind of stuff.
You've told all your other companions to just stay at the camp. I have my 4 skeleton.
that's
No,
buddies.
he killed
Sold
all his
friends.
other party members. Those
Those are
the
the
skeletons.
Oh, yeah.
How did you
yeah,
think
yeah,
I got
yeah.
them? But yeah, that's my character.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm romancing Shadowheart, as you know. So
Dang.
yeah, we're pretty serious, I could say now. So
Okay, good for you.
Good for you.
Good for you.
thank you.
Play D&D.
Play D&D.
And
with
Wes,
that-
so this is your moment, your call to action. What do you want the listeners to do this time that made it all the way to the end of this episode, which is very long, by the way.
Yeah, but they will, and we know if you did. And this time, I want you to say in the comments your favorite D&D class, and if you don't play D&D class, what you would think would be most fun. And let me know if we were right about our predictions in the Mario Direct. We didn't really do predictions, I think, but you can,
We
I
predicted
predict
that
Mario
there would
will
be
be there.
gameplay.
Okay, I'm predicting right now that Bowser won't be the final boss. That's my prediction.
And you think that they will show it? in the
They
direct?
will tease that Bowser won't be it. Like that's what I think.
I think the final
It-
boss will be Charles Martinet himself.
I
That's
play
how
it.
it ends. You have to kill the past to go to the future.
They're bringing back Tatanga.
Who?
I can't believe you'd say this.
Who's Tatanga?
Are you for real? Asking me who is
Yes.
Tatanga?
Yes.
Not a real Nintendo fan.
I'm.
He's
Go look
the
that up in
final-
your own time.
He's the final boss in Super Mario Land for the Game Boy.
Oh, the one in the spaceship, right?
Yes, the alien.
Yeah. Maybe they will. Could be.
Seems
could
like
be.
the perfect game for Tatanga.
Yeah, why not? Oh, there he is. I see him now.
He is in one
there he is.
Super Mario Wonder. There he is. He was there the whole time.
Oh my god!
Well, that's all, folks. We gotta go here.
Hey, thanks
Alright,
for listening.
Thank you for
and-
listening.
And thank you for listening.
We
see
should
see
pay
you the
you.
next time.
Bye.
We should pay you.
What?
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Time,
Bye.
time is
Bye.
valuable. Bye.
Where are they gone now?
I think they're gone.
Oh god.
I don't think anyone stuck around this long anyway.